I just watched back some of my videos and I've noticed most of my videos, I start off with this. I don't know where this has come from. Um, awesome. Yep, I'm gonna try not do it with my hands. Maybe I'm just gonna do the arms like this. Um, so today's video, as the rest of them have been, are off the cuff, raw, unedited, not scripted. What have I learned over the last 2 weeks? We're about 2 weeks now that I've been doing these daily YouTubes. I've realized that showing up, just coming out of your comfort zone every single day, it doesn't have to be a big gesture. It can just be in a small way. But doors start to open. Opportunities start to come up where you can actually, start exploring, get excited, and start pushing yourself further out of your comfort zone. What do I mean by this? So over the last few weeks, I told you that my wife and I have been, my family really, were recording a TV show documentary. That's something I never would have done. But I just went ahead and did it. And off the back of that, people have already asked us about running retreats, running different workshops, because they've seen that we essentially practice what we preach in terms of pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone. We had a meeting with a few resorts here in Nang and Hoi An about setting up in-person workshops, in-person retreats. That's the stuff that I really enjoy. Online stuff is great, but there's just a disconnect. And I've told you before, I have a teleprompter here, which is what I'm looking at you in, and it's fantastic. It's an absolute game changer. I would recommend to anyone who runs a lot of workshops, Zoom, webinars, whatever it may be, get a teleprompter. Doesn't cost a lot of money when, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be helping your business. But right now, I'm looking at myself in the camera. But to you as a viewer, it looks like I'm looking at you. Now, imagine you're on a Zoom workshop with someone and you're looking them in the eye and you actually forget that you're talking to a camera. Whereas in a laptop, you go through this weird, I'm looking at the camera, but then I need to look at my screen, where imagine you would be here on the laptop screen. The other big thing, and maybe I'm digressing a little bit here. The other big thing that I've learned over the last year, but over the last few weeks, is lighting, the importance of lighting. So I'm still trying to work out my new setup, whether I have color here, what color works, my lighting up here, but it makes a huge difference. And for anyone who's working online, working remote, I would just tell you, just get a key light here, add a little bit, because it just makes you look professional. Get a microphone so you're not working through your laptop. I had no idea that this video would take this direction, but let's roll with it. Who cares? No one's going to see this anyway. So I suppose my video is going to be a little bit about pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, but doing it properly, doing it right, and paying attention to the little things. The little things like lighting, the little things like how can we utilize technology to make us human beings connect on a personal level. So teleprompter, a little bit of a key light helps us to connect. Now, one of the things I've seen loads of people talking about, obviously AI, people are talking about it. People have spoken about Claude Code, Claude Bot, Hermes Bot. And the big thing now is all about sub-agents. I saw Grok Bot recently released sub-agents, and then now you've got Hermes Bot. And there's all this conversation about AI and how it's going to rule the world and it's going to take over. And there is a real fear in some people's mind of that. The way I see AI and technology, and I suppose where this all comes back together, is it's just a tool. And if you can use AI to minimize the admin tasks, the script writing, the taking notes, for example. One of the biggest ways that I utilize AI is anytime I'm on a Zoom call with a client, I have an AI note taker. So what that means for me, I can be fully present in the conversation with the person. I have my teleprompter here, so I look like I'm looking at a person. I'm not looking at a webcam. But then in the background, I know I have an AI note taker. So anytime we talk, I'm not having to look down and try and scribble down any notes. I'm not worried about missing notes. I know the note taker is working in the background, and then I plug that into what I call a second brain. If you want to learn more about the second brain, AI, and how I operate that side of the stuff, and how it helps me run a business, how it helps me to maintain my life, not maintain my life, but relationships and all sorts of stuff, then let me know in the comments below, and I can dive a little bit more into the second brain and how I utilize that. But the point is, utilize technology in a way that it allows us to be more human, to connect. And if you imagine AI and all of these bots are basically freeing up our mind, they're doing the admin tasks, they're monitoring emails, they're monitoring social media, whatever it may be, it allows us to connect. It allows us to reconnect, be human beings. It's not human doings. Human doings are just there in front of a laptop, tapping away, answering emails, filling in spreadsheets. And I'm sorry, but if you're someone that fills in spreadsheets, your job's probably going to go first. But if you use AI and you know how to set up bots, sub-agents, whatever it may be, then maybe you'll be the orchestrator behind the new spreadsheet AI, whatever it may be. But yeah, that's something that I've learned over the last 2 weeks, definitely over the last few years since leaving the military, is to be at the forefront of AI, of technology, and do it in a way that you remind yourself that it's a tool. And the reason we use these tools is to free up ourselves to be more human, to free up our time, to free up our ability to connect, and to free up our mental capacity. So I suppose my last point, one of the things and one of the ways that I use Claude Code, so I do use Claude Code. I'm all about authenticity and being honest. I use Claude Code in a lot of my day-to-day running of the business, whether that's trying to build a lead list, whether that's trying to build some sort of campaign, email campaign, ideation on, social media posts. I won't go into it too much. Maybe I can do that for another video, maybe tomorrow. But what it allows is for me to be human and to connect with people. So I will often give Claude Code a lot of tasks to do while I go out for coffee. And that's not just sat by myself, but I'm going to go and meet with someone in person. Maybe it's networking, maybe it's building a friendship, maybe it's helping someone out. But I know in the background that Claude Code is getting things done. Anyway, this video is a little bit jumpy. That's fine. Maybe that's my rhythm. Maybe I've found it. But yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments, like and subscribe if you want to know more about AI, second brain, the things that I'm using as a founder of a business, as a husband, as a father, as a man just trying to figure out life, protect and provide for his family. Then let me know in the comments. And yeah, I can do an AI video. I can do a technology video. I'm putting it out there. Hope you have a fantastic day and see you soon.